the many small treasures hidden in drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten coin jars. Few evoke the same sense of surprise as the 1967 no-mint-mark Lincoln Memorial penny, a coin whose modest appearance conceals a collector's value that can rise to nearly $5,600 in exceptional mint-state condition. This 1-cent piece, struck in an age of national change and optimism, captures both the technical skill of the U.S. Mint and the spirit of a decade marked by progress, innovation, and transformation. Produced in Philadelphia without a mint mark, the 1967 penny stands out not because of precious metal content, but because of its rarity and flawless form. Millions entered circulation that year, yet only a minute fraction remain with their original red brilliance, untouched by wear, corrosion, or human handling. Those perfect survivors, carefully preserved or accidentally forgotten, are the ones now commanding thousands of dollars from determined collectors who appreciate the beauty of history. Preserved in copper, the design itself bridges continuity and modernity. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of the president's birth, continued to appear on the obverse, immortalizing the 16th president's steady gaze and thoughtful expression. On the reverse, Frank Gasparo's detailed depiction of the Lincoln Memorial symbolizes national unity, the building's strong columns echoing the ideals Lincoln defended. Even the tiniest seated statue of Lincoln can be discerned between those pillars, a micro-engraving achievement that remains impressive even under today's magnification. Each detail on the coin tells a story of precision and pride in American craftsmanship during a time when machines and artistry worked together in perfect balance. The year 1967 was significant for U.S. coinage. The mint had temporarily removed mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage the hoarding that erupted after the public learned about silver's removal from dimes and quarters. As a result, the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco facilities all produced coins without their usual identifying letters. For the penny, this policy meant that collectors today cannot rely on mint marks to trace its origin, making surface quality and die characteristics even more important when evaluating authenticity and rarity. The absence of a mint mark adds mystery. One cannot easily tell whether the coin came from Pennsylvania, Colorado, or California, creating intrigue that fuels collector demand. Technically, the 1967 penny retained the classic composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a formula that produces the deep reddish tone admired by numismatists. Each blank planchet was punched, annealed, and cleaned before striking, and during those moments, small variations, pressure inconsistencies, die polishing, or temperature shifts could result in subtle differences that make individual specimens unique. For example, some 1967 pennies exhibit faint die cracks or slightly doubled lettering, accidents that have become coveted minting quirks worth far more than their face value. Collectors seeking these special traits inspect the coins with high-powered magnifiers, studying every curve of the letters Liberty, every edge of Lincoln's jacket, and every ripple along the steps of the memorial to spot potential error varieties. Although billions of pennies rolled off presses that year, the mint set production process created a limited number of superior quality strikes. Coins from these sets distributed directly to collectors often retained their original luster. However, because 1967 was a transitional year and proof sets were temporarily discontinued, truly mirror-like specimens are exceedingly scarce. That absence of proofs adds to the scarcity of high-grade survivors today. When one surfaces in an untouched state, bright, full red, and perfectly struck, it represents a rare meeting of history and chance, an accident of preservation that transforms a common coin into a miniature fortune. To determine whether a 1967 no-mint-mark Lincoln Memorial penny belongs to this elite category, examination under consistent lighting is essential. Hold the coin by its edges under a strong white lamp and tilt it slowly. The cartwheel effect, a radiant band of light that glides across the surface, indicates undisturbed mint luster. Next, evaluate the fields, those flat zones surrounding the portrait and the memorial. They should appear smooth and reflective, free of dull spots, scratches, or finger smudges. Inspect the high points on Lincoln's cheekbone, jaw, and hairline, where contact wear first appears. On the reverse, check the steps and columns of the memorial. Sharp separation between each step and defined corners suggest minimal abrasion. A magnifier with 10x power will reveal whether any small nicks or spots exist. Even microscopic imperfections can downgrade a coin's grade and, with it, its potential price. For those uncertain about evaluation, professional grading remains the most reliable path. Organizations like PCGS and NGC authenticate and encapsulate coins in protective holders, assigning numeric grades that communicate quality at a glance. A 1967 penny-graded MS-65 red or higher can reach several $1,000s, while those rated MS-67 or beyond, exceedingly few in existence, can touch or surpass $5,600 depending on demand. Color designations matter. Red denotes full copper brilliance, red-brown indicates partial toning, and brown refers to a fully aged surface. Maintaining that bright copper hue dramatically influences value, which is why proper storage becomes a cornerstone of coin collecting. Preserving such delicate metal requires mindfulness. Always handle coins using cotton gloves or by holding only the rim between your fingers to prevent natural skin oils from transferring. Exposure to humidity and airborne sulfur compounds leads to darkening or spotting, so a stable environment is vital. Airtight capsules or acid-free flips made of mylar safeguard against dust and air intrusion. For longer storage, silica gel packets placed near your collection absorb excess moisture. Avoid PVC-based plastics. Over time, they release chlorine that forms a green residue known as PVC damage, an irreversible chemical reaction that can destroy value. If displaying the coin, choose cases with UV filtering glass to block sunlight that might fade its original red color. Temperature consistency is equally important. Rapid fluctuations cause metal expansion and contraction, subtly altering surface texture over years. The cultural resonance of this small coin runs deep. Emerging during the height of the 1960s when space exploration, civil rights, and technological growth defined American optimism, the penny carried Lincoln's image into every household, store, and pocket, quietly reminding citizens of ideals like freedom and perseverance. It circulated during a time of music revolutions, scientific milestones, and national introspection. For collectors, owning a 1967 example in mint state is like holding a snapshot of that vibrant decade, a copper witness to the unfolding of modern America. Stories of unexpected discoveries continue to inspire treasure hunters. A retired teacher cleaning out an attic might stumble upon a 1967 penny sealed in an old envelope, preserved unknowingly by a relative who once worked at a bank. Another collector may inherit a jar of coins saved for luck, only to find a flawless red cent among thousands of dull companions. The astonishment of realizing that a simple penny can equal a month's salary fuels the passion that drives the numismatic world. Each of these anecdotes adds to the lore surrounding the 1967 issue, turning ordinary people into accidental discoverers of value. Market trends show consistent enthusiasm for Lincoln memorial pennies, particularly mid-century dates exhibiting full red luster. Online auctions frequently record competitive bidding for high-grade 1967 pieces, with collectors eager to complete decade sets or secure exemplary samples for registry competition. Demand also extends to error varieties, such as off-center strikes or die breaks, which showcase the unpredictable artistry of minting machines. Some errors feature partial design cuts where a portion of the planche missed the strike entirely, giving each coin an abstract beauty that fascinates specialists. When authenticated, such pieces can multiply in price compared with standard examples. Equally captivating is the story behind the coin's production environment. The Philadelphia Mint in the late 1960s was operating at unprecedented capacity, striking millions of coins daily to meet growing economic circulation. Despite automation, the process retained a measure of human supervision. Workers monitored die wear, planche cleanliness, and striking pressure. Occasionally, a fresh die would produce coins with exceptional sharpness before minor erosion softened the details. These first strikes often display enhanced relief and are prime candidates for high grading. Discovering one today, still radiant and untouched, feels like uncovering a time capsule from the mint's factory floor. One of the most rewarding aspects of studying the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is its role as an educational gateway. Beginners learn to differentiate luster, toning, and dye states, while seasoned numismatists appreciate the subtleties of mid-century copper alloy chemistry. It teaches patience, examining countless examples before finding one that meets strict standards, and fosters respect for historical craftsmanship. Collecting becomes less about profit and more about connection, a tangible link between modern collectors and the artisans who once engraved, struck and released these miniature artworks into the nation's pockets. Handling this coin with care, documenting its provenance and storing it responsibly transform ownership into stewardship. Future generations benefit when today's collectors preserve history properly. A cent carefully housed today may, decades later, become the highlight of an exhibit or a cherished family heirloom. The copper will darken slightly, developing a mellow glow that speaks of age yet retains the dignity of authenticity. That continuity, the ability of a small object to bridge generations, is what makes the 1967 Lincoln Memorial penny more than a numismatic curiosity. It is a quiet monument to endurance. As the market continues to evolve, experts predict sustained appreciation for top-quality mid-century cents. With each passing year, untouched examples grow scarcer, and certification records confirm how few truly flawless specimens remain. Enthusiasts who recognize the potential of this unassuming coin position themselves at the intersection of art, history, and investment. Its charm lies not merely in monetary gain, but in the realization that something so small and ubiquitous can encapsulate national identity, craftsmanship, and personal memory all at once. Ultimately, the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny embodies the magic of collecting, discovery in the ordinary, wonder in the overlooked. It invites each observer to pause and appreciate detail, to see beyond copper and recognize story. Whether kept in a velvet-lined case, displayed under gentle light, or held between gloved fingers during a quiet moment of admiration, this tiny relic continues to shine. It speaks softly of an America that valued diligence, artistry, and perseverance, reminding every collector that great worth often hides in plain sight, waiting only for an attentive eye to uncover its brilliance. Next up in the vast realm of American coinage, the 1969 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny shines as a remarkable survivor from a transformative era, carrying both historical meaning and substantial market worth. Valued today at an impressive $5,200 in top mint state condition, this coin represents more than a simple cent. It encapsulates the nation's industrial precision, artistic legacy, and the unpredictable path of time that turns ordinary currency into collectible treasure. Minted at the Philadelphia facility without a mint mark, it belongs to a generation of coins that bridged the traditional craftsmanship of early 20th century minting with the mechanical modernization that followed. Though billions of cents were struck in 1969, few endure in their original untouched brilliance, making those pristine examples truly rare and highly sought after among dedicated collectors. The obverse of the 1969 penny carries the timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that had already become a symbol of national unity and enduring leadership. Brenner's artistry captured Lincoln's calm yet resolute demeanor, his face slightly angled right, reflecting quiet determination. Above his head, the familiar inscription, "In God We Trust," arches proudly, while the word liberty rests to the left and the date 1969 stands distinctly on the right side. The lack of a mint mark beneath the date signifies its origin from Philadelphia, as the facility did not use identifying marks during that period. The reverse, created by Frank Gasparo, displays the magnificent Lincoln Memorial in crisp architectural detail. With careful examination, one can spot the faint seated figure of Lincoln between the inner columns, symbolizing respect, freedom, and the continued reverence the nation holds for its 16th president. What sets this particular issue apart is its association with one of the most famous error, Varieties in American numismatic history, the 1969 double die obverse penny, which has occasionally led to confusion and intense scrutiny of all 1969 issues. While the no mint mark version is distinct from the San Francisco variety, the fascination with doubled dies encouraged collectors to re-examine even Philadelphia strikes in the hopes of uncovering new varieties. Although the standard 1969 no mint mark penny doesn't share the dramatic doubling of its S counterpart, it remains an essential collectible for its purity, condition, rarity, and place in the broader narrative of Lincoln's cents. The late 1960s represented a pivotal chapter in U.S. coinage. The mint was transitioning to newer machinery, refining its techniques to achieve sharper strikes and better consistency. Yet despite these improvements, imperfections occasionally emerged, making each coin slightly unique. The 1969 Philadelphia issues were part of massive production runs intended to support a booming economy. However, this mass production resulted in most coins suffering from contact marks, scuffs, and bag abrasions before even leaving the mint. Consequently, examples that survived uncirculated, retaining their full copper-red sheen, are genuinely scarce. When one appears in perfect condition, it evokes wonder. How did such a fragile artifact remain untouched through decades of circulation and neglect? To verify the authenticity and potential value of a 1969 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny, collectors must pay attention to key diagnostic features. Under a bright light, tilt the coin slowly to observe its luster. Mint luster behaves like a rolling wheel of light that glides smoothly across the surface. If the glow breaks unevenly or appears flat, it may indicate wear or cleaning, both of which reduce value. Examine Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and hair curls for sharpness. High points on these areas tend to fade first when a coin circulates. Similarly, on the reverse, check the steps at the base of the Lincoln Memorial. A fully struck coin reveals distinct separation between all the steps, a characteristic prized among grading specialists. The clarity of the columns, the sharpness of the lettering, and the presence of fine detail in Lincoln's tiny seated statue further confirm a strong, well-executed strike. Collectors often use magnifiers or microscopes to ensure there are no micro-scratches, spots, or signs of improper cleaning. Cleaning old copper coins, though tempting, can destroy natural toning and strip the surface of its original mint layer, leaving an unnatural brightness that grading services quickly identify as cleaned, a label that drastically lowers market value. For this reason, seasoned numismatists emphasize gentle observation rather than intervention. A coin's originality, its untouched surface and natural aging, holds far greater importance than artificial shine. When it comes to professional evaluation, both the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, provide reliable authentication and grading. A 1969 penny certified in grades above MS-65 red can reach thousands of dollars, while one in MS-67 red or higher can command the full $5,200 or more, depending on collector demand and current auction trends. Even a minor jump in grade can lead to dramatic increases in price, as the population of near-perfect examples remains extremely low. Color classification also plays a vital role. Red indicates full original copper brilliance, while red, brown, and brown reflect varying degrees of oxidation. Because copper reacts quickly to environmental factors, maintaining that bright red tone is both challenging and essential for maximizing a coin's potential value. To preserve such coins effectively, careful storage methods become essential. Each copper piece is like a living object that interacts with its surroundings, absorbing moisture, oxygen, and even trace chemicals from the air. To slow this process, always store your coins in airtight, non-PVC holders made from inert materials like mylar or acrylic. Capsules designed for pennies offer the best long-term protection, sealing the coin from humidity and contaminants. For collectors maintaining larger sets, acid-free coin albums with plastic slides allow safe viewing without direct contact. Always hold the coin by its rim, never its face, since oils from the skin can leave invisible residues that later oxidize into dark fingerprints. Storing your coins in a stable environment, free from rapid temperature changes and high humidity, further ensures their survival. If you live in a humid region, silica gel packets placed in your storage area can effectively absorb moisture. Additionally, avoid exposure to direct sunlight, as UV radiation can subtly alter copper coloration over time, dulling its natural vibrancy. The 1969 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny also reflects the social and cultural environment of its era. The United States was in the midst of monumental change, technological leaps, civil movements, and shifts in national identity. Every coin struck during that period became a silent witness to these transformations. The Lincoln Memorial reverse design resonated strongly with the public, reinforcing themes of unity and perseverance at a time when the country sought balance amidst unrest. For many, the penny was not merely small change. It symbolized continuity through turmoil, a reminder that history endures even in the smallest of forms. Holding one today is like holding a preserved heartbeat from 1969, a tangible echo of both artistry and resilience. While the no-mint mark version may not boast dramatic minting errors like its San Francisco counterpart, it remains a coin of subtle elegance and enduring intrigue. Some specimens display minor die deterioration, giving the lettering a slightly fuzzy appearance. Others may feature faint die cracks that add character and individuality. These minor anomalies, though not officially classified as major errors, often appeal to collectors who appreciate the uniqueness of each strike. The more you study a 1969 penny under magnification, the more you realize that every coin carries microscopic fingerprints of its creation, tiny imperfections that make it distinct, discoveries of high-grade. 1969 pennies have captivated collectors for decades. Many remarkable finds originate from old mint sets, forgotten rolls, or personal savings passed down through generations. Stories abound of individuals uncovering an uncirculated penny while sorting through inherited coin jars or cleaning out safes. Such moments of discovery not only bring financial reward, but emotional connection, linking modern owners to ancestors who lived in an entirely different America. The act of finding an old coin in flawless condition after half a century evokes awe, proof that patience and preservation can turn the most ordinary object into an artifact of great worth. In the dynamic world of numismatics, where new collectors enter daily and rare coins set record prices at auction, the 1969 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny maintains a respected position. Its combination of historical resonance, artistic beauty, and conditioned scarcity ensures consistent interest among enthusiasts. Auction houses frequently list superb examples that spark bidding wars, as collectors compete to secure one of the few surviving specimens in immaculate state. Each sale adds another chapter to the coin's growing legacy, confirming that even the smallest denomination can carry immense prestige when preserved through time. Beyond financial appeal, collecting this coin offers a profound educational experience. Examining it closely teaches precision, patience, and appreciation for craftsmanship. It demonstrates how subtle environmental factors, air, temperature, handling, shape the future of every artifact. For young collectors, the 1969 penny becomes a gateway to understanding history through tangible form. For seasoned experts, it represents a cornerstone in completing a comprehensive Lincoln cent collection spanning decades. Ultimately, the value of the 1969 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny lies not only in its dollar figure but in what it represents: the beauty of endurance, the triumph of preservation, and the endless fascination that a simple copper coin can ignite. Each one carries whispers of the year it was born, a year defined by ambition, change, and resilience. To hold it today is to connect with that legacy, to feel the pulse of history within your palm. Whether secured inside a protective capsule or admired beneath soft display lighting, it stands as both artifact and inspiration for the collector who cherishes detail. History and rarity, the 1969 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny remains an enduring prize. Its warm glow, sharp design, and extraordinary value transform it from mere pocket change into a timeless relic of American artistry. Each preserved specimen tells a story of care, luck, and human curiosity, a story that continues to evolve every time another collector discovers the hidden wealth that a simple penny can hold. In that glimmer of copper lies the reminder that greatness often hides in the smallest forms, waiting patiently for eyes that know how to see it. Next up, the 1974 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial Penny stands as a fascinating piece of American coinage history, holding a captivating story that blends artistry, experimentation, and collector intrigue. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin bears no mint mark, a signature absence that distinguishes it from its Denver or San Francisco counterparts. At first glance, it may appear like any ordinary penny that once jingled in pockets or sat unnoticed in cash drawers, yet beneath its coppery sheen lies a narrative woven with rarity, transformation, and value. In today's market, select examples of this coin in exceptional condition can command prices reaching as high as $5,000, a remarkable feat for a denomination worth just 1 cent. The year 1974 was a pivotal moment in the history of the U.S. Mint, defined by innovation and a daring experiment that forever altered the perception of the humble penny. That experiment, involving the production of aluminum cents, directly influenced the attention given to the traditional copper issues, making the 1974 No Mint Mark penny a silent witness to one of the most controversial chapters in modern numismatics. To understand its significance, one must first appreciate the context of its creation. In the early 1970s, the U.S. Mint faced an economic dilemma as copper prices surged dramatically. Producing 1-cent coins in traditional bronze composition became financially unsustainable, prompting the government to explore alternatives. The Mint tested aluminum and bronze-clad steel planchets, striking over 1 million aluminum cents dated 1974. However, the plan was scrapped before release and the Mint recalled all the experimental pieces. Most were melted, but a few escaped destruction, creating one of the greatest coin mysteries in U.S. history. Amid that confusion, the regular 1974 copper cents continued production at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While Philadelphia coins bore no mint mark, they became overshadowed by the allure of the elusive aluminum cent, quietly circulating in millions. Yet over time, collectors realized that not all 1974 Philadelphia issues were alike. Some exhibited remarkable strike quality, beautiful copper luster, and minute die variations that made them highly desirable for serious numismatists. The 1974 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. By 1974, this design had already become a classic, symbolizing continuity and respect for one of America's most revered leaders. On the obverse, Lincoln's profile faces right, his expression thoughtful and resolute. Above his head arches the phrase, "In God we trust," while to the left rests the simple word, liberty. The date 1974 anchors the right field, with no mint mark beneath it, confirming its Philadelphia origin. The reverse showcases the stately Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo, a symbol of unity and strength. Encircled by United States of America and the motto, E pluribus unum, the denomination 1 cent appears boldly at the base. Though millions of such coins were produced, very few have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition with their full mint red brilliance intact. These are the specimens that excite collectors and drive values into the thousands. When evaluating the 1974 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny, coin graders pay close attention to surface preservation, luster, strike sharpness, and coloration. A flawless coin graded by NGC or PCGS at the MS67 red level could easily fetch around $5,000 or more, especially if it displays minimal contact marks and retains its original copper radiance. Coins with rich, fiery orange-red hues are especially prized, as oxidation and handling often turn these pennies brown or dull over time. Another fascinating feature for collectors is the occasional appearance of minor die variations or doubling, especially on the date or lettering. While not as dramatic as the famous 1955 doubled die, even subtle doubling can enhance interest and value. Moreover, 1974 Philadelphia cents were struck in both traditional bronze and an experimental copper-plated zinc composition, though the latter was not officially adopted until 1982. Discovering a 1974 cent that differs slightly in composition adds an intriguing layer to its story and can spark significant curiosity among specialists. The process of authenticating such coins requires careful examination under magnification and the use of precise weighing tools. A genuine bronze cent from 1974 should weigh about 3.11 grams, whereas any experimental composition would be noticeably lighter. Collectors are advised to handle these coins only with cotton gloves to prevent fingerprints and corrosion. The most reliable way to confirm authenticity and maximize value is through professional grading. Coins encapsulated in tamper-proof slabs not only preserve their condition, but also provide certification of genuineness and grade. This is crucial for the 1974 no-mint mark penny, as the difference between a common circulated coin and a rare gem-grade specimen can mean a value jump from 1 cent to several $1,000s. Beyond technical aspects, the 1974 penny embodies an era of transition and innovation in American minting. It serves as a tangible reminder of how economic pressures, material scarcity, and technological advancement can influence even the smallest denominations. Every time a collector holds this coin, they are connecting with a moment in history when the nation's currency system teetered on the brink of change. The Lincoln Memorial reverse, gleaming beneath the light, reflects not only architectural beauty, but also the enduring spirit of America's 16th president, steadfast, visionary, and unwavering in principle. For collectors, preservation is paramount. To maintain the coin's brilliance and prevent oxidation, experts recommend storing 1974 Lincoln cents in acid-free holders or coin flips made from mylar or polyethylene, avoiding PVC materials that release chemicals harmful to metal surfaces. Controlled environments with stable temperatures and low humidity are ideal, as moisture accelerates tarnishing. Coins should never be cleaned with abrasive materials or chemical solutions, as even slight polishing can strip the delicate surface layer, dramatically reducing numismatic value. For long-term protection, sealed coin capsules or albums designed specifically for copper coins work best. Additionally, silica gel packets can be placed nearby to absorb excess humidity. A collector's careful attention to storage ensures that the deep reddish-orange glow and crisp details of Lincoln's portrait remain vivid for generations. When checking a 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny for potential value, one should first assess its color grade: red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN. Red coins are the most desirable, representing surfaces that have retained at least 95% of their original mint color. Next, inspect the coin under proper lighting for any unusual marks, doubling, or die cracks. Coins with strong eye appeal and minimal blemishes stand out immediately. Using a magnifier can reveal subtle features invisible to the naked eye, such as the texture of Lincoln's hair or the sharpness of the steps on the Lincoln Memorial, details that play a crucial role in determining premium quality. If a coin appears unusually well struck, crisp, and luminous, professional appraisal becomes worthwhile. As such pieces are increasingly rare, it's also worth noting that the 1974 cent was among the last generations of Lincoln Memorial pennies. Before major compositional changes took effect in the 1980s, collectors view it as part of the final golden chapter of true copper coinage, a tangible relic of America's earlier minting tradition. The fact that these coins circulated widely yet still manage to fetch thousands today highlights how condition, scarcity in high grades, and historical timing combine to elevate an ordinary penny into a treasured collectible. For many enthusiasts, discovering such a coin in change or an inherited collection feels like unearthing a hidden piece of financial art, silently waiting to tell its story. Ultimately, the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny is not merely metal and design. It's an echo of an age where the U.S. Mint balanced innovation with legacy. Its copper glow, symbolic portrait, and ties to the great aluminum cent experiment granted an identity that continues to captivate coin lovers across generations. Whether displayed proudly in a collector's album, sealed within a protective case, or studied under a jeweler's loupe, each coin embodies history's quiet resilience. And for the fortunate few who own pristine specimens, the knowledge that such a small piece of history can hold a market value near $5,000 serves as a reminder that greatness often hides in the smallest details, sometimes even in the shine of a single penny. Next up, the 1977 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial. Penny is a striking example of how even the smallest denomination can hold immense historical charm, artistic legacy, and collector value when preserved with care and precision. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, where coins traditionally carry no mint mark, this penny reflects a period of steady craftsmanship and quiet significance within the U.S. Mint's long history of coin production. While millions were struck that year, only a small fraction have survived in superb uncirculated condition, and it's these elite examples that command attention today. Some high-grade pieces have achieved market values reaching up to $4,600, a stunning reward for a coin that once represented only a cent. Behind this humble figure lies a tale of fine detailing, compositional integrity, and a world where minute differences in luster, surface texture, and strike precision can mean the difference between ordinary change and a rare collectible treasure. To appreciate the 1977 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny fully, one must first recognize the enduring artistic lineage it carries. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse has graced American coinage since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln is dignified yet human, a perfect tribute to a man whose leadership preserved the Union during its darkest hour. The subtle lines of Lincoln's beard, the contemplative tilt of his head, and the strength captured in his gaze make this design timeless. By 1977, it had become a familiar emblem of American resilience and unity. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo in 1959, replaced the earlier wheat ears design with a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing the monumental respect paid to the president whose ideals shaped a nation. Hidden within the memorial's central recess, with keen eyesight or magnification, one can even discern a tiny representation of the seated Lincoln statue, a miniature masterpiece that testifies to Gasparo's craftsmanship and the Mint's remarkable engraving precision. What makes the 1977 No Mint Mark penny particularly appealing to collectors is not only its design, but also its condition sensitivity. Most of the coins produced that year entered heavy circulation, enduring years of wear, scratches, and discoloration. As a result, finding one that still retains its original fiery copper-red brilliance is a challenge that excites numismatists. The coin's composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc imparts a warm reddish hue, but exposure to moisture and air gradually darkens it over time. Coins that remain bright red with strong mint luster are therefore extremely valuable, especially when graded MS67 or higher by professional organizations such as NGC or PCGS. These top-tier specimens showcase razor-sharp details on Lincoln's hair, cheekbone, and coat, along with crisp definition in the memorial's steps and pillars. For collectors, such a coin represents not just beauty, but rarity in its purest form. To verify the authenticity and value of a 1977 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny, careful observation and grading standards are essential. Under magnification, one should examine Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and hairlines for signs of wear or contact marks. The fields, the flat areas around the portrait and lettering, should appear smooth and reflective with minimal abrasions. A coin's color is also vital. It can be designated as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN, with full red examples being the most desirable and costly. Another critical factor is strike sharpness. Some Philadelphia pennies of 1977 were struck using slightly worn dies, resulting in soft details, particularly around the memorial steps. Coins exhibiting full step definition are exceptionally sought after. Occasionally, minor varieties and errors from the 1977 issue add additional intrigue. Some pennies display faint doubling on the date or lettering, a subtle form of die deterioration doubling that can attract collectors who appreciate small anomalies. Though not as dramatic as the famous double die varieties from earlier years, these imperfections tell a story of the minting process itself, offering insight into the immense mechanical precision required to produce millions of coins daily. Each slight irregularity is a fingerprint of the machinery and conditions that existed inside the Philadelphia Mint that year, turning a technical mishap into a fascinating collectible feature. Beyond its physical qualities, the 1977 penny stands as a marker of a transitional era in U.S. coinage. The late 1970s represented the final decade of the classic bronze Lincoln cent, before the U.S. Mint changed the penny's composition in 1982 to copper-plated zinc. The cost of copper had begun to rise again, echoing concerns from the 1970s when the Mint previously experimented with alternative metals. Thus, the 1977 no mint mark cent can be viewed as one of the last authentic copper-rich pennies, a symbol of traditional metallurgy and enduring value. Holding one in your hand is like holding a small relic of pre-1980s minting, a tangible link to an era when the U.S. 1-cent piece still carried more intrinsic worth than its face value. For collectors who wish to store their 1977 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny properly, the principles of numismatic preservation are essential. Copper is a reactive metal that can oxidize easily, leading to spots, dullness, or discoloration if improperly stored. The first rule of storage is to avoid handling the coin directly with bare fingers. Natural oils and acids from skin can damage the surface. Instead, always use soft cotton gloves or plastic-tipped tweezers when examining or placing coins in holders. The ideal environment for storage is cool, dry, and stable, free from humidity and temperature fluctuations. Acid-free coin holders, such as mylar flips or rigid acrylic capsules, provide excellent protection. PVC-containing plastics must be avoided at all costs, as they release chemical vapors that can cause irreversible surface corrosion. For those seeking a more advanced method, archival quality coin albums with inert materials are an excellent choice. They not only organize a collection but also protect coins from environmental damage. To further control moisture, silica gel packets can be placed inside coin storage boxes or safes. Regular inspection every few months ensures that no condensation or oxidation develops unnoticed. The beauty of copper lies in its vibrant hue, and proper care can preserve that brilliance for generations. Many seasoned collectors even maintain a dedicated dehumidified cabinet or safe specifically for high-value copper coins like the 1977 penny, ensuring optimal conditions year-round. When assessing a 1977 penny's market value, it's important to note that condition reigns supreme. A circulated example typically retains only its historical charm, fetching perhaps a few cents. However, a coin preserved in uncirculated full red condition with excellent strike detail transforms into a prize worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In auctions, certified specimens with superior eye appeal have reached prices around $4,600, especially when carrying the coveted red designation and high mint state grades. This disparity underscores how crucial grading and preservation are in the numismatic world. For beginners who wish to examine their own 1977 pennies at home, a few simple tools can reveal much. A jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass with at least 10x magnification helps in checking fine details. A precise digital scale can confirm the coin's weight, approximately 11 grams for genuine bronze issues. Any noticeable deviation might indicate post-mint alteration or damage. Lighting also plays an important role. Natural daylight or a cool white LED source best reveals a coin's surface color and luster. Coins should be viewed at multiple angles to catch any faint doubling, die cracks, or plancher irregularities. These steps not only aid in detecting authenticity, but also enhance appreciation for the intricate craftsmanship behind each piece. Historically, 1977 was a period of subtle stability for the U.S. Mint, lacking major design overhauls but maintaining an unwavering commitment to precision. The Philadelphia facility produced over 4.4 billion Lincoln cents that year, a testament to industrial efficiency and nationwide demand for small change. Yet despite this massive mintage, time has been unkind to most specimens. Countless coins were spent, tarnished, or lost, leaving behind a small percentage of unblemished survivors that now grace the collections of serious numismatists. These survivors are the ones that tell stories of how something so ordinary could, through preservation and luck, become extraordinary. The 1977 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny thus embodies both the art of minting and the art of collecting. It reminds enthusiasts that value is not merely about rarity, but about the condition, historical resonance, and emotional connection a coin creates. Every fine detail, from the delicate texture of Lincoln's hair to the faintly reflective fields, serves as a testament to over a century of American numismatic tradition. For many, the thrill lies in the possibility that such treasures could still be hiding in plain sight within old jars, forgotten rolls, or inherited boxes of coins. Ultimately, the 1977 penny's allure lies in its perfect balance of accessibility and prestige. It bridges the gap between everyday change and high-end collectible, proving that even the smallest pieces of currency can hold monumental stories. Each uncirculated example is a preserved echo of the minting mastery that defined an era before digital precision and mass automation took over. With a current market value reaching $4,600 for the finest known examples, this coin serves as a gentle reminder that beauty and history often come wrapped in the simplest forms. For the passionate collector, holding a 1977 No Mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny is more than owning a coin. It's preserving a fragment of America's numismatic soul, gleaming with the warmth of copper and the timeless legacy of Abraham Lincoln himself.